which leads us to Dillashaw versus Garbrandt. Another highly.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy
insane.
too.
Was that not nuts? Like, I mean,
Dennis was
Dennis
was 10 minutes behind, and I'm texting like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, "Don't tell me what happened. I'm 10 minutes behind." And then you go back through the text the next day. You can't even tell what fight we're talking about.
I know,
because all the fights are like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly.
What happened? So what that you can talk about that one.
Oh, I just thought it was. I mean, TJ Dillashaw looks so good, like against Cody. I was super impressed. I mean, Cody looked good too. But, I mean, it was just
crazy.
Yeah, he was getting all weird and wild in the beginning, but then I don't know. It was just he turned it up and then caught him. I was
telling Dennis, we were talking about it before. I was thinking the whole time that Cody had beaten Dillashaw to get the belt, and then it didn't occur to me. Wait, no. Dillashaw only lost that close decision to Cruz.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he didn't even, in his mind, he hasn't even really lost. I was like, oh shit. Like, yeah.
Well, he's lost before. I mean, he's lost before he got knocked out by John Dodson.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you know. So,
but since
he's lost before, but since he's been on his run. He's at 135. It's been just, you know, since he got in the UFC, it was just a loss to he lost to Cruz, and he also lost to a Sun Sal back in the day, but he came back and he beat a Sun Sal. So, lately he's been phenomenal, man. The guy's been.
He also looks like one of those, you know, when they go to the at the Luxor. What's that thing where it's just like muscle, like skeletons with muscles?
Oh,
like there's no body fat.
Oh yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? You can see like every
no body fat.
like every. It's like you must be freezing. It's like 80 degrees out, and he's probably he's probably freezing cold.
This dude is muscular, man.
Yeah.
Him and Cody.
And Cody's so fast.
Yeah.
Again, it's just the fucking nature and the craziness of our game, right? So
yeah,
this fight goes 20 more seconds in the first round. Cody Garbrandt retains.
Yeah.
Right? Cody Garbrandt retains his belt. Team Alpha Male gets the last laugh, but instead, fight goes to the second. TJ makes the correct adjustments and knocks him out. It's just a crazy ass game we're in, man.
And that one was like they showed the replays. It's almost like Matrix shit where like it's so close to like Cody like is not that far away from catching him, and also he gets out of the that and then catches. It was kind of like the Aldo McGregor where you looked at it again, you're like, wait a minute, like Aldo was about to knock him out, but he got knocked out. It's like, oh shit, the same thing's happening with these guys. And then it was like, then they jumped up so fast and started fucking yelling at each other again. I thought that was one where, but that's one where it's got to just be. That one feels like it's genuine, like, you know, there's history.
Could you imagine if you're TJ Dillashaw, you lost friends, guys that were considered family, teammates, like you lost so much more.
Yeah, you're loving it right
than
now.
Just a team, right? Like you lost so much more than just a team whenever you left, right? Because I mean, those guys were his best friends. Those guys were guys that he had spent his whole career with, and when he left the team, they all were just gone. So
that's a weird. Yeah, that group, their group is just so high strung in general that you can't even imagine like the back and forth. And that group is, I mean, they're little guys, so they get seen as like the little guys. But I'm pretty sure most of those guys in that camp, their whole life, as the smallest guy, was the biggest.
Are the toughest guys.
Well, the biggest bully also wherever they went. Like those weren't guys that were like, "Hey, I'm gonna, you know, I'll defend you. I got your back." Those are the guys that walk into the bar, bump into the biggest guy on the bar on purpose, and then as a fucking little three pack, just beat the shit out of him. And then they see someone smaller than them, and they just fucking sock them for the hell of it too. Like that's how I always pictured Team Alpha Male as like uber bullies that are just like. You know, small.
Right? You kind of saw like it was just kind of bad. Like even if you're not like a big, huge TJ Dillashaw fan, you're kind of like, man, this dude really is getting it bad. Like he's getting it bad.
Yeah.
Then
Cody's
but the thing is, like Cody Garbrandt's a great guy.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. He's surprisingly surprised. Like as he's kind of gotten his run to fame. I don't know. I keep cutting everyone off today. I'm all fired up from these fights still. And I'm glad that Dennis is still alive. But he's weird. Like you look at him, and you assume he's gonna kind of talk and hold himself one way, and then he talks, and he's like, seems like a normal, nice, down to earth guy. Like he's
a real great guy. Man.
He's hard to. There's nothing really unlikable about him when he talks.
No.
When he wins or loses, he seems,
he's a really good guy. So it was hard to watch him lose, but also it was good for TJ Dillashaw to win the fight, and kind of get a sense of a victory, because in this whole thing, he really has been on the receiving end of a lot of just the shit. Like at one point, the crowd is there going, "Fuck you, TJ."
Yeah, that was weird.
Fuck you, TJ. And I'm like, well, what did? Like
where
really?
Did that come from?
Like really?
I don't.
Like,
that was, it doesn't seem like he's done anything to be hated.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about it? The other thing was weird is then afterwards he was like, "I'm fighting Mighty Mouse," and they're like, "Well, what if you don't?" "I'm fighting Mighty Mouse," and then you remember it reminded me how much things have changed, because remember when GSP and Anderson Silva wanted to fight, and Dana White would always be like, "Defend your own belt in your own division. We're not doing super fights and this, that, and the other." And then now he's like, TJ Dillashaw, after tonight, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And it was like, wait, what? Like, you just gotta realize, like, I don't care about who's in line. I don't care about divisions. I care about,
biggest fights.
Yeah.
That's what matters now. The biggest fights. And the Dillashaw situation is a little bit different, right? Because this dude had said he would go to 125 to fight DJ. So it's not like you have a bigger guy saying come up for a super fight.
Yeah.
The bigger guy is actually saying he's going to go down in weight class for the super fight.
How do you lose more weight when you don't have an ounce of fat?
I saw TJ Dillashaw at UFC Tonight a while back, right? And he thought he was going to fight Demetrious Johnson for the belt.
Yeah.
And this dude weighed 142 pounds.
So you just lose muscle? I mean, what do? You lose muscle?
He was tiny, bro. Like he's a disciplined little son of a bitch.
But 142 pounds, he still has to lose 17 pounds. Is that how much water you got yourself when you're that?
But dude, he was 17 over, and the fight hadn't even been signed for.
Yeah, but how do you get rid of muscle? You just how does he get? Oh, I guess he has 17 pounds of water in him, right?
Of course, he has 17 pounds of water, but he he was at one. Think about it, dude. He was 142, not in training camp, not preparing for a fight, just kind of living day to day.
Yeah. How much do you think he weighed when he fought on Saturday?
150 maybe, 148. A few more pounds. Nothing too drastic.
Yeah.
He's a little lean guy. I don't think he gains that much weight between weigh-ins and fight night. I really don't. He's a beast, man. TJ Dillashaw's a beast. Cody Garbrandt's a beast.
Yeah, I hope they fight again.
I believe they will fight again.
I think TJ's going to milk it as long as he can just to get revenge on this, like them talking so much shit about him. He's like, well, why should I fight him again? And it is true. He lost a super controversial decision and then got basically pushed aside for, a year and a half. So I could understand why he's like, wait a minute. I was the champion. I lost a controversial decision. I get pushed aside for a year and a half. I knock you out in the second round, and I have to
want a rematch.
I have to run it back. Why? And that's the thing that still baffles me about fighting. It's so fucking crazy that a year and a half is a big part of your career, and these guys have no control over, they can get put on the shelf for so long, and it seems mind-boggling to me. Like, I was sitting there thinking, if you're Cody or Joanna or anyone, I'm gonna get that belt back. And it's like, all right, work your ass off for the next 2 years, and if all the cards fall right, and if you have an exciting fight, and if the person is willing to fight you, then we'll see what happens. It's like, it's, sometimes we forget with, you and the champ is like, it's a loss seems really rare. You kind of forget how hard it is to piece together 2 or 3 wins. Is it's fucking hard. Right, it's hard to go a year. Oh, don't worry, I'm just not going to lose any fights in the next year. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do.
What do you have to do? Do you have to just focus on today, and just not start thinking about
what's next?
Yeah.
What's next is never. What's next if you have something lined up or if there's somebody on the. What's next is not reality. What's next gets you beat every time. If you start thinking forward.
So you'll start thinking I'm going to fight this guy, and then if I beat that guy, I'm going to do this, and then you just tell yourself, don't even worry about that. Done. Just fight that guy.
You're done. That will get you beat. That will get you beat much faster than you could ever imagine. You gotta just be in the moment, man. You gotta just be.
Yeah. Now,
I'm here right now, and that's the fight.
Now, Dennis, when Dennis is about to get out of a car, he should be, and he's thinking, what's next? He should probably be like foot on ground.
Foot on ground first.
I was like, what happened? How the fuck did you fall out of a car? He's like, I don't know, but my ankle's really sore, so I'm thinking that I might have put my foot down on a curb or something and landed.